RB, and you're watching the Fan to Fan Network, the voice sports fans deserve. Fly, Eagles, fly.
Perfect.
What is going on, everybody? I go by RB, and this is Philly Take with RB. If you guys are enjoying the content of the channel, be sure to smash that like button. And if you are new and want to stay updated on some great Philly content, be sure to hit that subscribe. So today, I want to discuss Alshon Jeffery and his role with the Philadelphia Eagles as we go into 2020. Now, first off, I just want to say, obviously, Alshon Jeffery has been a hot topic during this offseason. Alshon had some great years with the Chicago Bears, came over with the Eagles in 2017, helped lead us to a Super Bowl. The next year, he still had decent production, but obviously everybody will remember the catastrophic drop against the New Orleans Saints that lost us the game. And then this past year, it just got worse. He was not really able to stay on the field healthy 100%, and it looked like he became a lot more sluggish, slower, wasn't running routes as efficiently, and overall, it just kind of has come crashing down the past couple years. But going into this offseason, we knew the Eagles needed receivers. They wanted to get quicker, younger, more agile, and that's what they did. They went out and drafted some guys. Jalen Reagor, they want to step up. Hopefully a guy from last year like J.J. Arcega-Whiteside to step up. And then some of these guys later on, in the 4th and 5th, 6th rounds, they went out and acquired Marquise Goodwin, a guy who could be a boomer bust for this team. And we all thought, right, Alshon Jeffery is going to be out of here. He's owed $11.5 million guaranteed this year. Next year, $13 million guaranteed. His cap hit this year is over $15 million and goes up to $18 million next year. It was a guarantee, right? The Eagles are either going to trade him, and if they can't, they're going to cut him. But just then after that, Howie Roseman came out and said, it's like been the elephant in the room, but Alshon needs to get healthy. We all know that. And then about a week or two ago, Doug Pederson said, hey, Alshon's going to be here, and he's going to be a part of the offense. He actually said he's a big part of our offense, and we do plan to have him at some point in the offense. And he said if there's a couple of games where he's not ready, then we're not going to put him in and just wait for him to get healthy. But he's a big part of the process moving forward, and he's a great leader, and he's going to be able to help the young players come along. And honestly, at this point, a lot of us were wrong. We thought he was going to be gone, but let me tell you, he's here to stay. He is here to stay. Now, what will his role look like in 2020? We know the injury bug has been the craziest thing. He's battled a knee injury, a hamstring. Back in 2017, he played the whole season. We found out after the Super Bowl with the torn rotator cuff and some of the things he was able to do. I think he put up, 790 yards that year, had 9 touchdowns, and he came up big, especially in the playoffs, making some big catches for touchdowns. But like we said, his body is taking a beat down the next year. He still had over 800 yards. His touchdowns was at 6, and it just got worse. He was taking hits, and this year was just bad. He actually ended up playing 10 games, but just was not really himself. And with the whole thing with the locker room, with Carson Wentz, a lot of people were quick to turn on Alshon, but he is here, like I said, and he is going to be a big part of the offense. And I don't think he's going to end up being a number 1. I don't think he's going to end up being a number 2. I don't think he's going to start. We know he is rehabbing a serious injury right now, a Lisfranc injury, which he had surgery for, and they're starting to add up. He's 30 years old. I think that at this point, Alshon needs to be healthy and have a productive year, not only for himself, for the Philadelphia Eagles, but for his future as well, because I don't think he's going to end up being here after this year. And if he wants a chance to go to another team, if another team wants to take a bet on him, they need to see something from him this year. I mean, this could be pretty serious for the rest of his career. So, in terms of Alshon Jeffery, obviously, I still think that he can make big plays and catches. I do. It's just in how much. How much do you utilize Alshon Jeffery? The thing is, I don't think he's going to be in for a lot of snaps this year. But what I do think is that he will be used in situational purposes. I think if we're down in the red zone and we need someone to go up on a 50-50 ball, a fade to the corner, guess who's coming in? Alshon Jeffery. Wentz is going to lob one up to him. I think if we're in opposing territory, we're on a 3rd and 3, and we need a big first down to keep a drive rolling, we're putting Alshon in there to try to go out and snag one. It's going to be scary every time he catches one over the middle and takes a hit, because I've seen a lot of big hits on Alshon, and it just seems as time goes on, he gets up slower and slower from each one. So I don't think we can throw him in for 2-3 downs every time we're moving the sticks, It has to be used in the smartest times possible. Like I've been saying, guys, the Eagles want J.J. Arcega-Whiteside to develop into what Alshon has been for this team. The X-receiver, the big guy you can throw out on the outside to go up and make a big play. But sadly, in his rookie year, J.J. only had 10 catches and just did not look good at all. If he develops and he starts to play better, we might not see any of Alshon Jeffery going past the first couple weeks of the season. It all depends on what a guy like J.J. Arcega-Whiteside does. But Alshon needs to be there from the leadership aspect. And I know that doesn't sound good because of the whole locker room thing with Carson Wentz. But these young receivers, what we do know is that they have promise. But at the same time, we also have to keep in mind, a lot of these guys are not promised. What has been one of our biggest issues? Catching the ball. Can Jalen Reagor come out and catch every pass that's thrown to him? I don't know yet. I just want to see it on the next level. Can JJ? I mean, he did not have a good year last year. Marquise Goodwin, he can catch, but can he stay on the field? And some of these later guys as well. I trust Djax to go out and catch a pass, but we're going to see. I think he's going to have a big year, but he has to stay on the field as well. So overall, I think that Alshon, like I'm saying, needs to be used for situational purposes. I don't think he's a guy that's going to come out and have a 1,000-yard season, but he could be above 500, 600 yards if used correctly, if used in the right situations. But it's going to be very crucial. Maybe we won't need Alshon based on what these young guys do. Maybe if Djax comes back and has this huge season that I believe he will, maybe we'll be okay without Alshon Jeffery. But in the end, if Alshon is able to come out and be productive and give us some contribution in these big situations, right? He has the experience. He has the veteran leadership. Maybe he comes out and we need a big play and we're going to Alshon. Just imagine if he can produce and stay healthy, what him and Djax and our 2 tight ends set and Zach Ertz and Dallas Goedert and Miles Sanders, who's going to have a great year, along with Carson Wentz. Imagine what all these weapons can do. I didn't even mention guys, Greg Ward in the slot. Maybe a guy like Hightower or Quez Watkins comes out and plays big. Maybe Marquise Goodwin stays healthy and fills that, veteran type role that we need. That, like we saw from a guy like Torrey Smith back in 2017. If all these guys come out and fire on all cylinders, I think Alshon, a guy like him, would be able to be a good complement to some of the younger pieces that we have. And I think he could come in big in certain situations. A lot of people won't agree because they look at one play, like the drop ball against the Saints. But let me tell you, I'm not going to take a lot of other dudes on this roster to catch a ball over Alshon Jeffery. Sure, Djax, Zach Ertz, but after that it kind of gets questionable. If I'm the Eagles coaching staff, I'm throwing Alshon out there when we need a big catch or when we need someone to go up in the end zone. And I don't want him to take too many big hits. But really, that's what I see for Alshon. Like I said, his production has declined. His body is getting older. He's 30 years old, and he looks very slow and sluggish. But hopefully this extra time off has given him the chance to rehab and come back strong. I hope he does. Hopefully even starts the season on the roster because, like I said, $15 million cap hit. The Eagles do not want to see that. If he's going to be here and we have to pay him that much, I hope he can at least produce in some type of way. But you guys let me know down below. What are your expectations for Alshon Jeffery in the 2020 season? Does he see the field at all? Does he have any type of role? Let me know all your thoughts down below. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will catch you on the next one. Peace.
Perfect.